root beer pong.
Drink all it.
Root beer pong.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
That's all I.
No, I was asking him, the Reformed Theological Seminary.
Oh, it's my
guy.
turn, sorry.
Knew about the rules.
We're Presbyterians, remember.
Oh, that's true.
This is going to take forever.
Nope.
Come on.
Come on, you got to get more air.
There
on
we
it.
go, finally.
Boom. All right, here we go.
I got to drink.
Oh, you got to drink it and then a question.
2. All right, deeply personal questions. Tell us about your first kiss.
Oh my gosh.
And we were talking back in the speaker's room. I said to Dr. Mohler, I'd rather you be an Arminian than be a hyper-Calvinist. Arminians at least try to win people to Christ.
You weren't addressing that to me personally.
No, sir.
What are some ways that a Christian can help or encourage their pastor?
Come to church.
Stay awake.
I wouldn't know about that. I'm not Dutch.
I never know what the Lord has for me, but I just kind of now, for the first time in my life, think I might live till July. Because, come on, Lord, this far? And then I'd have to leave the rest to you, which would be great. Like William Hendrickson. Remember William Hendrickson?
Yeah,
he wrote all those commentaries and then he died and passed the baton to a friend.
I'm going to add that to my prayer list. Do not let that happen.
You've tuned in to Steadfast Hope. I'm Steve Lawson. I almost said I'm steadfast. I'm Steadfast Steve Lawson.
We have had the Truth and Love Conference 7 times. This is year 7. He has been with us 6 of the 7. So I kid with him and say we're going to rename it the Truth and Lawson Conference. But it's a great privilege to have him back tonight. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Stephen Lawson.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Truth and Lawson, but that's redundant. So I thought you were stuttering for a moment. The two are synonymous. Well, I've already repented of saying that, so. Well, we all know why I'm here tonight. I'm the warm-up act for Paul Washer, okay? I'll be willing to take your picture with Paul at any point.
My whole life, I got notes that I had to take home about how bad I did in school. And Johnny could do better notes, you know? My mother was always saying to me, we know you can do better, we know you can do better. And I was always trying to convince her, no, this is it, I'm maxed out.
The canons of Dort, I believe, and we probably don't have time to have a full biblical discussion of this, I believe the canons of Dort.
One eternity later.
I did notice that you said there's no time for an in-depth Bible study as soon as I open my Bible. So I can't go very far in depth.
How can God be an impartial judge when he's trying to be glorified? Can you handle that whole subject, you and then after you, anybody else?
You know, I always tell my students, that there's no such thing as a stupid question because, and I tell them, I said, if you ever get in the ministry and people ask questions that you've heard 1,000 times, you've got to pretend that it's the first time because this may be something deeply troubling the person that's asking the question. And there, like I say, there's the only stupid question is the one you're afraid to ask. But this one comes perilously close.
Then I want to make clear that I'm just reading it.
Can you explain the difference between regeneration and the effectual call and how they work together? Would love to understand this better.
Well, when I think of...
Now, you may not know this, but one of the things that speakers at Ligonier talk about is who came up with the topics and who assigned the speakers to those topics. And so the question that immediately came to my mind with the topic assigned to me was, who decided I would be good for the sex talk? I flirted with the notion just for a moment until I talked to my wife that I might have been chosen because I was the hottest teaching fellow. Why are you laughing?
I think we need to be suspicious of anybody who thinks he knows moment by moment how God is keeping his purposes. That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Did you learn that in Dallas? You didn't used to say heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
I didn't know they had heebie-jeebies in Scotland.
That's what I've learned in Dallas is that gives me the heebie-jeebies, y'all.
All y'all.
Well, you've joined Steadfast Hope. I'm Steve Lawson, joined by Kent Stainback. We're coming to you. Hey, give me 5, keep me alive.
So let's say that you really didn't like me at all. I don't know how that would be possible, but let's just say that you really didn't like me at all, and you wanted to prove to everyone that I wasn't a Christian. So you hid outside my house with a snapshot camera. And one day it's late, it's snowing, I'm tired, I haven't slept hardly that night, and I walk out, and the worst thing that could possibly happen, there's a cat there. I don't like cats, and I kick the cat. And at that moment, you take the picture. Bam! And you publish it everywhere on the internet. That's what people do, right? Publish it everywhere on the internet. Look, Paul Washer's not saved. And then some of you theologians will debate, well, he did kick a cat and not a dog, so there is possibility.
And that God very much cares about the way sexual behavior is among his people, and wrong sexual behavior can be really damaging.
Now, as a clarification, we have a lot of homeschoolers who listen to this podcast. Can you explain what sex is?
This illustration never happens in my house, just so you know. So, this guy is late for work. He's late for work. It's snowing outside, papers are falling out of his briefcase, and he's an unbeliever, and he's getting ready to walk out. As soon as he gets ready to walk out, his wife comes down the stairs. She's got the big fluffy slippers on. Her hair looks like Medusa, and she screams at him, "Take out the trash." Like I said, I'm not describing my house. I don't want another one of these.
Well, thank you for joining us. You've tuned into Steadfast Hope. I'm Steve Lawson, joined by Kent Stainback, coming to you.
And I want you to know, brethren, I love the Reformers. I love to read the Reformers, but I'm really getting tired of that language. The Reformers didn't call themselves Reformers. They just wanted to be biblical. And you can sit in Starbucks all day long with your skinny jeans on and talk about Reformers, or you can pick up a Bible and start getting biblical. And I don't know why you're clapping.
Incidentally, my wife is here this evening, and she loves when I do this. Please stand, will you? And I identified with the Song of Solomon comments, and I can't wait to cut short the question time and get home. Well, it's nice that you've been here for the last evening the Gettys are spending with us. know him too well to take it any further than this.